Next, we've got a very colorful character we'd like for you to meet, Judge Ralph Moody, who died in 1997. The judge was a Superior Court judge with a reputation for wit and fiery courtroom behavior. It's said that nothing got past this man. Judge Moody, portrayed by David Haynes.
Order in the courtroom. Now, how many times have I said that? Hello, potential jurors, friends, non-criminals. I'm Judge Ralph Moody. I was a Superior Court judge here in Anchorage. Well, people didn't always stand when I entered the room, however. I came from pretty humble beginnings. 1915, Alabama. I was born to a tenant farmer and his wife. You talk about your humble beginnings. I learned hard work on that farm. School was 5 miles away, so to get there, I had to use my feet or a mule. In high school, my father gave me a calf. Your college fund, he said. Well, that calf grew to be a cow, and I rented her out for milk. Yeah. $1 an hour was my pay when I was working my way through college. Every day, I had to wait 3 hours for the train, so I hung out at the courthouse across the street. That law stuff was pretty interesting. So I proceeded to get my doctorate in law. But then World War II began. It put a stop to my courtroom initiation. Crossing the ocean aboard the Queen Mary, sleeping in the swimming pool, sans water, of course. And of course the many adventures following Patton's army. Africa, Europe, the Pacific. Oh yes, I saw them all. Well, like many young fellas back then, I married before I went overseas. After the war, Caroline and I, we moved to Alaska so we could finally get to know each other and begin our new life. Now, a job shouldn't be too hard to find with a doctorate in law. Well, I was right. There was a job as an attorney for the U.S. Corps of Engineers out at Elmendorf. Then U.S. Attorney, Anchorage City Attorney, and private practice. Now, many of us felt that Alaska should be a state, and we worked very, very hard for that. Later, I was in the state senate, and then attorney general, and finally on to the Superior Court for 20 years. And now, I held some pretty firm beliefs. One of them was a dress code in court. Now, how hard was that? And a courtroom is a serious place, so wear a tie. No Carhartts or mucklucks in court, huh? Oh my, though, how some of them complained. One time a lawyer was rushing to the court to get there on time, and he realized that he had forgot to wear a tie. Oh yes, he knew my rule. Well, he thought he was oh so smart when he tied one of his shoelaces around his neck to look like a bolo tie. Well, after the day in court, I said, "Sir, that is a very interesting tie. And I'm fining you $500 for not wearing your shoelaces." If any of those smart aleck lawyers argued with me, I just told them, take it up with the knuckleheads on the 5th floor. Oh, the 5th floor was where the Court of Appeals convened. Now, I came from lowly beginnings, so there was no problem with me saying you shouldn't get off because you're poor, any more than you should get off because you're rich. Why do people think that poverty buys them a ticket to steal? Not the way I was brought up. As you can probably guess, I was not a beating heart judge. One time, I went to the bar at the Captain Cook to meet a friend, and I overheard some lawyers telling stories about me from court. One of them said, well, at a bail hearing, my client told Judge Moody that he had found God at the 6th Avenue jail, and Moody said, well, yeah, I've been sitting on the bench a real long time, and a lot of you fellas find God there. However, he never seems to accompany you when you leave. So I have decided he lives there, and I'm sending you back so he can keep an eye on you. I left the bench in 1985. The year before was the Robert Hansen case. He pled guilty to murdering 17 women. I sentenced him to 461 years in prison. He admitted to raping 30 women and was known to the authorities for years. I cannot think of a bigger indictment of society than what we have here. And that's my statement about the whole thing. Well, Caroline died. I married Margaret. I died at the age of 81. Now, I don't know if there's still a dress code in court or not, and I hope none of you ever have to find out, huh? Court's adjourned.